If you want to grow your online business, these are the 5 metrics you need to track.
Hi, I'm Deidre Harder, a CPA and business strategy coach, and this is my partner, Carmen Reed Gilkison, a certified whole person coach. We started our business, Encore Empire, to help women in midlife who want to grow a profitable online business in a way that leverages their unique life experience and honors their values to provide financial and time freedom that they have worked so long and so hard to attain.
Exactly. Make sure you watch till the end to find out how to harness the power of compounding in these 5 areas that we're going to cover.
So the first area we're going to cover is increasing leads. Now, growth is all about the numbers. And when you focus on increasing leads, you're automatically giving yourself a higher chance of reaching the people who want to have your offer.
Exactly. And the second area is increasing transactions per customer. So you may have heard it said before that it takes 10 times more time, money, and energy to obtain a new customer than it does to sell to an existing customer. Why is this? It's because you have already built the know, like, and trust factor. And that is so valuable. It's not just about selling more of the same product or service. There are so many ways to increase the transaction value of each customer. And this helps you create multiple income streams, which is something we know is a critical success factor for sustainable growth in your online business.
Now, the next point is increasing the dollars per transaction. Now, many people are afraid that if they raise their prices, people will go somewhere else. But when we're talking about increasing in small increments, like let's say 10%, nobody's going to bat an eye at that. They probably won't even notice. And if raising prices worries you, then you can use so many different strategies. Things like offering bundles or packages when you have offers that work well together.
Exactly. So point number 4 that we're going to cover here is increasing the number of customers. So we talked about increasing the number of leads as point number 1, but increasing the number of leads doesn't do you any good if you're not able to convert those leads into paying customers, right? It just means you have more people who aren't buying from you, and that's not what we want to be. You need to assess your skill at converting. If you feel that you're bringing new leads in, but you're not increasing your sales, you've got to look at your metrics. What are you doing? How are you doing it? What is falling flat? 9 times out of 10, we see that messaging is the problem. So especially when working with existing business owners who, they're making sales, they've had a business, they're doing it, they're doing their thing and they're loving it, but their numbers just aren't where they want it to be. And most of the time it's a messaging or a positioning issue. It's how are they going to optimize for what their ideal client actually wants.
Exactly right, Carmen. And our final point is increasing profit margins. Now, this can be done in many different ways, just like all the other points we talked about. There's value-based pricing, for example. Another example is keeping your costs contained through efficiencies and systems. And another way you can do it is freeing up your time in order to focus on revenue generation. And we call that sticking close to the revenue line around here. And you can do this all different ways. It doesn't have to be paying for some high paid staff. You can do this through internships and even bartering.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so we're going to cover all of this in the upcoming Clarity to Cash workshop that's going to be taking place next week, April 13th through 17th. You can register at encoreempire.com/clarity. And Deidre, I'd like to go into that workshop just a little bit to give everyone an idea of what they can expect. Just as a quick overview, I'll start and just let you know that it's 5 days of free live training inside of our Empire of Unstoppable Women Facebook group. And if you are unable to attend those, no problem, because the replays will be available. But these are just, it's taking these 5 points and diving deep on each one. And we're going to use our handy tool called the Profit Predictor, where you can put your own numbers in and see how incremental changes can really pack a punch. Deirdre, what do you want to say about that?
Sure. Now, this idea came from my background as an accountant. I was in public accounting for over 20 years. And you've probably heard of some of this before, the power of compounding interest, right? How you start with a little bit and it compounds and compounds, over and over time. But, compounding interest takes a long time. What we've been able to do is we've been able to come up with a system, and we're going to show you exactly how this system works so that you can have your own profit predictor plan, to implement what we're going to teach you. And the idea behind it is that all these 5 points we just talked about, a lot of times you go and have you heard other people say, oh, you have to focus on lead generation. And so you throw all your time and all your money at lead generation. And yeah, that does help and it brings in more cash. But if you spend that 10% extra time and energy incrementally on each of these and put them all together, and it doesn't have to be all of them. You can do combinations of 2 or 3. Mm-hmm. And no matter what business you have, whether it's product-based, service-based, you're a coach, you're a you do things for people or you teach them to do it themselves. However it works, it's all the same basic principle. By incrementally adjusting each of these, what I like to call cash generator levers, then all that compounds on top of itself, and you can realize double, triple, quadruple the bottom line profit in your business in as little as 30 days. And that's what we're going to show you how to do in our free workshop.
Yep. So I will drop the link in the comments. Make sure you register, and we will see you next week.